A Dance with Fate is a fantasy novel by Juliette Marelier, the second book in the Warrior Bards series. Set in a world inspired by Celtic myth, it continues the story of Liabhan, a skilled singer and warrior, and her fellow bard warriors. Here's a long overview of the story. Liabhan and her brother Brock, along with their friends Dao and Isle, are members of an elite group of warrior bards, trained not only in music and storytelling but also in combat. The group often works on behalf of the crown to carry out secret missions. At the heart of the story is the relationship between Liabhan and Dao, whose journey through hardship and survival is both emotional and transformative. The plot. After the events of the first book, The Harp of Kings, Liabhan and Dao are back at Swan Island, continuing their training. During a sparring match that goes wrong, Dao is injured and loses his sight. This tragic accident drastically changes his life, stripping him of his independence and throwing his future into uncertainty. His family summons him back to his ancestral home, where Dao is forced to confront the dark shadows of his past. Liabhan feels responsible for Dao's injury and volunteers to accompany him on his journey home. What she discovers is that Dao's family is controlling and abusive, and their estate holds painful memories for him. The atmosphere is tense and hostile, especially as Dao tries to adjust to his blindness in an environment where he has no allies except Liabhan. At the same time, the two of them get entangled in the political and magical intrigue of their world. An ancient curse haunts Dao's family, and as they uncover secrets buried deep within the estate, they realize that fate has drawn them into a dangerous web that involves both mortal and otherworldly forces. Character development. Liabhan is a fierce, determined character who fights for justice and fairness. She is skilled with weapons but also sensitive and empathetic, struggling with her feelings of guilt over Dao's injury. As she helps Dao navigate his new world without sight, she grows closer to him, and their relationship deepens into one of mutual trust and respect. Dao, once proud and independent, now faces the challenge of rebuilding his life after the loss of his sight. His character arc is one of resilience and inner strength. He confronts the trauma of his past and the cruelty of his family while learning to rely on his other senses and the strength of his mind and heart. His journey is one of self-discovery and healing, as he forges a new path for himself in a world that no longer feels familiar. Themes. The novel explores themes of fate, forgiveness, and the bonds between people. Fate plays a significant role in the characters' lives, often pulling them into situations they would rather avoid. But the story also shows that people have the power to shape their own destinies, even when it seems like circumstances are beyond their control. The novel also delves into trauma and recovery, particularly through Dao's experiences. His blindness is not just a physical limitation, but a symbol of his inner darkness, and his journey is about finding light within himself. Conclusion. A Dance with Fate is a story of resilience, friendship, and the power of love and loyalty. Liabhan and Dao's relationship forms the emotional core of the novel, set against a backdrop of magic, danger, and intrigue. Their personal growth, combined with the rich world-building and engaging plot, makes this an absorbing tale for fans of fantasy. The novel beautifully blends action, emotional depth, and Celtic mythology, leaving readers eager for the next installment in the series.